man, I never get tired of that. How are y'all? Man, I tell you, that's this far out. I don't care what anyone says. You know, I can only imagine that when we transcend this plane to the next, thank you, Eric Green. I saw that. That's very kind of you. May you receive 100-fold return back to you, the seed that you've sown. But think about it. I think that no doubt that we're going to hear tones, frequencies. I was thinking about it. You know, if my passing is predicated on my experience and my reality, oh, folks, you're really going to want to be there. I mean, seriously. I mean, you really will want to be there. I mean, this will be like the party of all time, man. But anyway, favor to all of you, invoking favor from on high and pulling it down for all of us here, upon us all. And this is where favor is. Favor is the higher frequency. You don't experience favor unless someone is speaking it into you or you begin to speak it, because it is a higher frequency. So nothing missing, nothing broken be in your lives. Man, seriously. Favor will bring you prosperity. As, by the way, while we're doing this, let's just go ahead and give me 1 second here as he gets at the controls. You know, yes, I am at the controls. And it shows that you're using great faith. I mean, obviously, no doubt about it. Faith in action. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's just get right down to it. All these favors will come upon us and overtake us if we give voice to them each day. Favor will be with us in the city. Favor will be with us in the country. Favor will heal our bodies when we speak favor into your body. Baby, you got to clean the thing, so speak favor into it. You know what I'm saying? Favor will set apart your children. If you ain't got no children, well, you got brothers and sisters, and if you ain't got those, well, you got relatives. Anyway, your animals, your ground will be favored with abundance of joy. I'm telling you, this stuff is deep if you catch what I'm saying. All right. Favor will be on our food, our water, and our pantry. That's where you keep your food at, folks. Favor will walk with us when we come in, and favor will walk with us when we go out. Favor will cause our enemies to be at peace with us. Favor will be upon our barns and storehouses where we keep our valuables to prosper and be in safety. Favor will be upon everything we undertake. Favor, everything we set our hands to, favor shall cause it to prosper. Think about that. Wherever you talk about the Midas touch, babe. Woo! All right, let's continue. Favor shall protect you, your offspring, your possessions from calamity. Favor will lead you to good fortune in all things. Favor will cause us to be the head, not the tail. Favor will cause us to come out on top and not beneath. Favor will always cause us to always be above. Favor will cause us to have favor with the elements. Favor will cause us to be favored in the spirit realm. Favor will cause us to be favorable to everyone we meet. They will see us with favor, and favor will seek us out. You know, I love the one where it talks about always coming out above. You ever slept in bunk beds? I mean, the poor bastard on the bottom one, you all know. It's just the way it is. So I hope that these ring true in your life. I hope you're speaking them, because guess what? It is working. I get the emails, folks. They're always there. So welcome all the moderators. Thank you, Cheesesteak 22. Good to see you. And David Barry, how are you, my brother? Brother from another mother. There we go. Material Classified, so good to see you. And Terry, Suzanne, good to see you. Timothy Watt Jr., I love that. That's a strong name. Maverick George, hello. Hello, Rebecca. How are you doing? Cheryl, Lolly Loving, far out. Valerie, good to see you. You know, there's a song about you, several of them. Let's see. Pamela Jean, Pure Love Ascension. Yeah. Truth Seeker 1961. How are you doing? Nina the Mystic. Good to see you. Man, just a lot of people in here. And we have our one psychic. Yeah. You know, actually, it's just a sign of love. That's all it is. Favor is the new flavor. You know, we had couple of people that actually sent me some sigils. Hello, Viola. Good to see you. Edgar, good to see you. What's that? Fix It Fox. Hello. How are you doing? Jane. So listen to a song by the Jefferson Airplane. Well, Starship, I think was her next name. Anyway, I digress. Twisted Isby, how you doing? Danny, good to see ya. Boy, there's a lot of people in here. So I'm going to show those here in a couple of days because I really think we ought to do this. Favor is the new flavor. I mean, that's just far out. The shirt. I'm sorry if I offend you with my common sense. So if I offend you, obviously I offended someone already. So there you go. Man, we got to get those. I mean, I'm going to do that. It's on my list and we're going to get it done. You know, I haven't seen a couple of people. I haven't seen Franny here. Is Franny around? Hey, Charlotte, good to see you. J.H. Armstrong, how you doing? Gaining wisdom. Good to see you, Sam I Am. Mother Nature. Well, thank you. Al, good to see you. And Peter West, I haven't seen them. Joshua, I think Joshua's moving. I'm not sure on that one. But anyway, still the iced tea, folks. Too hot. Did you know tonight's the black moon? If you're going to do the favor ritual, powerful tonight. Powerful. If you're up at midnight and you do that invocation, whoa. It's kind of like, exponential. So, and a black moon is simply the fact there's 2 new moons in 1 month. That's what that means. Listen, I found out through the community here, Dr. Albers, Claudia, I have learned she is in the hospital apparently and fighting a blood infection from what I have learned. And Claudia, we just speak favor to you, dear. We speak healing to you. We come against that infection in your blood. This community riles around you, and we send you our strength, our favor, and our love to you. And we know and we expect to see you back in doing what you do best, expanding the minds of those who listen. So our best to you. And happy birthday to all those who are having one. Hey, congratulations, man. You're there. Folks, we truly are in a time. I got an email from, and I haven't finished it. It's about 19 pages long, but it's interesting. And I'm convinced that we have shifted. We are truly in a new age. We are in a new reality. I did a video back in 2016 where I documented where I thought that the shift took place. And it did take place. We're living it. But what I heard last night in the clips from the debates that's happening here in the United States, folks, man, they're waking up. I'm going to make this prediction. What I am teaching today will become mainstream in 2 years. All of you here. When you hear a presidential candidate for the United States of America coming out and saying there are dark psychic forces at work, it got even stranger. The political pundits and commentators, one was quoted to saying this particular candidate was channeling during the debate. Now, take it for what you want or will, but when I start seeing this stuff coming out into mainstream, you see, folks, they are seeds. It's what's happening. They're being injected with a seed thought. And folks, this is some serious stuff. I mean, I was telling you about this letter I'm reading. And think about this. We say, bless you, B-L-E-S-S. Well, you have to look at that. That means to be less. Don't say that to people. What you're invoking upon them is a hex, a curse. You're saying, be less. Bless, be less. We're going to get Julianne Payne, because we've got to begin to fully understand that the English language is a language of a curse. It's a curse language. It's a language built of sigils, and we have to understand, more importantly, the seals. And that's what this teaching is all about here. So I want you to think about saying bliss, be bliss, be bliss. To be in bliss is to be in ecstasy. Think about it. That was in the letter I was reading. I thought that that was very enlightening. I like that. All right. So someone mentioned this, and folks, this is really some cool stuff. I'm going to show you again because we're about to get into Solomon. Someone said, man, don't you know Solomon wasn't white? Hey, listen, I don't know what color he was. I wasn't there. And, you know, as I said, he could be blue. I don't care. Purple. What I do care about is the knowledge that this, whether he existed or not, it's the fact that we believe he did, and there's teachings, whether it was attributed to him or not, but they're here. They're inserted into our collective consciousness. All right. So I want you to pay attention to this. Again, this is the temple that Solomon built. They're building a new one. Look at this, folks. This is, and I want you to take a look at it in many different angles so you can really see what's going on here. Folks, this is a docking station. You go up and look at the ISS and you look how we build our docking stations. And when we last met on this, we talked about the Holy of Holies, you know, covered completely in gold. The static electricity alone generated in that environment would fry you. You touch anything in there, the static electricity, the natural background would be enough. And then you begin to put this in. Now, many of you probably also figured out this is also, those of you who are electricians will get this very quickly. This is a coupling. A coupling is used in our grid system today to produce very high intensity electricity. These are couplings. And it's also been very well pointed out that it's circuit board as well. So we have to understand that, see, Julianne is here from Queensland, that we're dealing with something here. I asked on Monday when I was reading this book, and oh, folks, this is going to be so cool. By the way, I haven't done the ritual yet, but I'm going to. Just to show you, I have my first of several that I have ordered. This is, I don't want to show it. There it is, folks. What is Wayne doing? Well, when I get this one fully charged, we'll see. By the way, I also want to point out to particularly the two ladies that did, they sent me raw frankincense and myrrh. Ladies, you didn't know this, but you were actually being divinely guided. Many of the rituals that we will be studying do require myrrh. This is myrrh. And then this is frankincense. And just kind of prepping you. This does all make sense when you see this. So the other thing you will need to get is an assortment of candles. I have gotten these for rituals. I am building an altar, I guess you could call it that. It does require gold candles, does require black candles, also requires, you know, other colors, and you will see these, and you can get the votive candles, the smaller ones, but this is all the preparation, and it is prep work, any way you look at it. So let's get right into where we last picked up, left off. Just for the review, so everyone is cool and you understand, because I'm telling you folks, this is happening to me. Working around these seals and these sigils, man, it's some strong psychic power. I don't care what anyone says. If I could figure out how I could measure it, it would be measured. So I want to warn you that these, remember the slides, and we're about to go into the book itself of Solomon's 44 seals. And folks, all I can say is, yeah. And by the way, so understand, don't screw with this. Study, learn, and when you begin to get confident and you have a chance to begin to practice, and you know, all of us are building our own sigils. We're going to talk more about charging. There's different charges of how you can actually wear them, as you know, once I get this one fully charged and properly done, I'll wear it and it will stay charged. So, and by the way, just to show you the one that I have just recently, because this is the one I was led. Boy, can you pick up on this? This is the Evelyn Speed Reading Sigil course. How fast can you really actually see? And I think I actually have this one. I believe I know. I guess I don't. Wow. Then we will move right on. So we talked about, when I was reading from the book, and let me get myself back here. I tell you, I do more time traveling than I do anything else on this show. I do meet myself coming and going. By the way, if any of you, I have been collecting a number of some of the best white papers. These are professors writing on Solomonic magic. This is all by design. I tell you, I feel very at peace at this, very comfortable, because the synchronicity just continues to compound itself. I would encourage, this is a great read, by the way. It really goes back to the Gilmores. It goes back to, you know, how we determine magic, black magic. I don't see it black or white, to be honest with you. I think that's a fallacy, black or white. They're just opposites, or of the same degree, plane, excuse me. So this is pretty cool. Now, what we had talked about when we last left here, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Those of you who want it, get it. This is, by the way, from the Old Testament, the Pseudo-Apocrypha. This is the Testament of Solomon. There's one of Moses that was very interesting. Lots of magic, folks. And remember, the only reason why they're not in the Old Testament that most the Christians use is, well, is that because the Christians censored it. Yeah, when they were putting that all together, they said, holy crap, we can't put this in here. You know, how are we going to explain what this God is? I mean, what the crap? They're using magic to what? To actually invoke God? That's powerful crap, babe. That's all I got to say. So when we talked about here, these are the angels that Solomon is binding. And once he binds the angels, their demons, the head demons underneath them, are then bound to Solomon to do his bidding. And the angel blade, the whales of the sea came out of the abyss. And he cast his destiny upon the ground, and that destiny made subject to him the great demon. And he commanded the great demon and told Arneus, remember that's the chief demon, to cut the stones in the temple. Now, it's really interesting. I'm not going to get into this, but there are some really interesting things. Apparently, this Orneus, who begins to bring in these other demons, and these are chief demons, male and female. I thought this one was really interesting. And it says, then I asked the demon if there were females among them. I mean, Solomon was a horny dude, man. I mean, the guy was having sex. I don't know how he got things done. I mean, but anyway, my hat's off to him. Way to go, buddy. Anyway, and when he told me that there were, I said that I desire to see them. So Beelzebul, not Beelzebub, Beelzebul, they took the original demon and basically kind of put aluminum siding on it, Well, this is Beelzebub. Well, who the hell is that? Well, it's actually Beelzebul, B-O-U-L. Went off at high speed. Now, this is interesting. High speed. How would you frame that to 2,500 years ago? What would high speed mean? I don't know. And brought unto me ono skilas, that had a very pretty shape, and the skin of a fair-hued woman, and she tossed her head. And when she was come, I said to her, tell me, who are you? But she said to me, I am called ono skeas, the spirit wrought, Shabbati Saturn, lurking upon the earth. There is a golden calf where I lie, but I have a place that ever shifts. At one time, I strangled men with a noose. At another, I creeped up from nature to the arms. Now, this is really interesting. The word is translated worms. But my most frequent dwelling place are the precipices, the caves, the ravines. Oftentimes, however, I do consort with men in the semblance of a woman, and above all, with those of a dark skin. For they share my star with me, since it is who privily or openly worship my star, without knowing that they harm themselves, but whet my appetite for further mischief. For they wish to provide money by means of commemoration, but I supply a little to those who worship me fairly. Folks, this is deep stuff, man. I mean, and this is all tied to conjuring. We haven't left it. We're still here to establish that conjuring spirits is not evil. It's not something to be afraid of. It's not something to be avoided. You should be doing it. You already are. If you are coming out of Christianity, you were a professional spirit conjurer. The same thing with the other religions. And so you can see here by what this demon, what she is saying. And what Solomon did, and he says, and I, Solomon, questioned her about her birth. And she replied, I was born of a voice untimely, the so-called echo of man's odor dropped in the woods. For the demon born of an echo, we have an analog in the Hebrew, Bathkol, the daughter of a voice. In the Gnostic hymn or Hermes, edited by Dietrich. So this is the reference point. Now, I have this. You can get this. It's very easily obtained. Read the story. We'll probably go back and make reference to it as we continue, because this is, it's the foundation to all the major religions. This is what they're predicated upon. They're predicated upon magic, spirit conjuring, spirit possession. So if we understand that, then that begins to help immensely. Now, I want to get right into the book we are using, in the reference of this is the book, The Magick Talisman of King Solomon. And this is an interesting journey that we're going to get into. Excuse me, let me get into there. There we go. All right. So there's 44 seals. We're going to learn about each one of them now, what each one will do, and we'll get into the actual ritual of activating, charging, and I'll tell you right now, folks, if you're uncomfortable with topics dealing with subjugating demons, archangels, angels, then this is probably not going to be your cup of tea. Just telling you. Now, for those of you like myself, we don't necessarily have to practice it, but the knowledge is invaluable. It really is. All right. So the first pinnacle of Saturn, this talisman is used to compel others to do your will. This talisman is often used to compel people, but it is also used to compel spirits to do your will. The Hebrew letters in the square are the four-letter names of God. Yahweh, Yo, He, Va, He, Alpha, Delet, Nun, Yod, Adai, Yod, Yoda, Aleph, Yod, Yahi, and Alpha, He, Yod, He, In, Yeh. The Hebrew scripture is from Psalms 72:9. May the desert tribes bow before him, and his enemies lick the dust. The day of the week is controlled by this one is Saturn, Saturday. The candle that you would be using will be black. Okay. The next one is the second pinnacle of Saturn. If you're in any kind of competition, whether it be sports, person, or business, this talisman works wonders. Now, the guy who wrote this book for decades has been working with these. Some of he had success with, others he did not. But he will tell us the ones that he's had remarkable success and also the ones that bit him in the butt. Anyway, if you have studied seals before, you recognize the very famous Sador square. This square is ancient since they have found the square in a few ancient sites, more specifically, first in the ruins of Pompeii. It is mentioned the most in books on magic from the medieval period. Although there are several traditions on the square and its functions, some believe it has general magical powers, and therefore, in this seal, it is meant as an enhancer. There are 25 letters in the square. This will become important in a moment. The Hebrew verse around it is from Psalm 72:8. May he rule from sea to sea and from the rivers to the end of the earth. In Hebrew, that verse also contains 25 letters. The day of the week, Saturn, color of the candle, black. The third pinnacle of Saturn. This is a good seal to carry around to defend yourself from the plots against you hatched by others against you. It is also an excellent talisman to repel evil spirits. This is a good seal to carry around to defend yourself from the plots against those who hatch by others against you. It is also an excellent talisman to repel evil spirits. From top moving clockwise down contains the name of angels who will help you to defend yourself from people or spirits. And now this is where you begin to learn to invoke these angels. Then the difference between invoking and evoking, remember, to evoke is the lower plane, to invoke is of the higher plane. All right, the archangel is Micheal. This angel will help bind other spirits that are trying to harm you. Anichel, this angel will help you with the people who are trying to harm you. It is also a good angel for those who are shy. Archangel, this angel will help you detect and protect you from the lies and betrayals of others. And this is a hard one. Anashajaya. It is not clear what his exact purpose is. It's hard to pronounce his name, but he is mostly probably used as an enhancement to the other angels. Remember, folks, the order of these beings is complex. There's trillions of them. All right. The day of the week, again, Saturn and black. The fourth pinnacle, to be used in all ritual that deals with death, ruin, and destruction. Now, he writes very plainly, be careful with this one. Those of you, doesn't this look a little Klingon? When I saw that, it was like, hey, anyway, you can tell this one, You can't stare at this one for long. I'm just telling you, I have tried, and yeah. The Hebrew surrounding the triangle is from a very famous passage in the Old Testament. It is part of a prayer that is recited every day by Jewish people across the globe. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Deuteronomy 6:4. This verse serves as an enhancement to the following verse that is in the inner circle, Psalms 109:18. He wore cursing as his garment. It entered into his body like water, into his bones like oil. Again, the day of the week is Saturn. The color of the candle is black, and you can see why. The fifth pinnacle of Saturn, to be used for protection, not only in your day-to-day life, but also against evil spirits. It is also used to safeguard your personal belongings. Now, in the Western world, people don't like to believe that there are spirits everywhere, but yet they encounter and they are the victims of the causality of the effects of these spirits. They laugh and they play with them. All of us, we know this. The name within the inner circle is the great four-letter name of God. I think that is Yahweh. Yod-Heh-Vah-Heh. The name within the square from the top moving clockwise is Aleph. I think that is Lamed, Vav, Alf, and Eloah. The angelic names right outside the triangle are Hanana, is the angel that will show you how to live a proper life. Hey, I got no problem with that. That's cool. Hanel is the bestower of wisdom and power. Hanel. You are welcome here. Noaphel, it appears to be an enhancer to the other angels. The Hebrew inscription written around the circle going counterclockwise is, for the Lord your God is God of gods and Lord of lords. Isn't it interesting? Doesn't deny that there aren't other gods. It's just saying it's the chief. We have no evidence of that, but hey, that's not what this discussion is for. The great God, almighty and awesome, who shows no partiality and accepts no bribes. Deuteronomy 10:7. The day of the week, again, Saturn, and the candle color is black. The sixth pinnacle of Saturn, this seal is also one that should be used with great caution. If you have an enemy, now, folks, this one gets... I almost hesitate, but it's already out there. Most of you already read it, so I'll just go ahead and read it out. If you have an enemy you particularly do not like, this seal can be used to send them ghosts, poltergeists, and demons as a means of torment. Now, what do we want to do with this? I mean, you can't walk a bifurcated path. Well, you know, if you truly do believe in favor in the higher power, well, you wouldn't want to use this. I mean, granted, it's definitely a strong, piece of armory. The Hebrew words aren't from the Bible. It is not clear where they come from, but it says, set upon him a wicked one to be ruler over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. That just gives you the, I mean, that's just got like, heaviness to it. Woof, again, belonging to Saturn, and the candle is black. The seventh pinnacle of Saturn. I'm not sure why one would need this, but this seal is to cause or worsen an earthquake. I don't know. I wonder if there have been those in man's past that have invoked such things. Now, we know science-wise, we understand tectonic movement, etc., but interesting. The Hebrew angelic names are of the various orders of angels instead of individual ones. So now we have orders. This is exponentially. And Chayot Ha-Kadesh is the holy living creatures or animals. You have Ophaneum, the wheels, Arlim, the thrones, I think that is Chestamalin, the brilliant ones. In modern Hebrew, the root word shashmel means electricity. Isn't that interesting? You can't help begin to look at this. I mean, if you're really a good strategist, you're getting all these pieces, The seraphim, we know that those are the fiery ones. The Meklim, the kings, and I'm sure that this has to do with Melchizedek. The Elohim, the gods. Now, isn't this interesting? The Elohim, the gods. And that's a capital G, by the way. This is the name God used when creating the earth in Genesis. There is still much debate as to why God used a plural name for itself when it did so. Well, we know why. Now we have the Benani Elohim. These are the sons of the Elohim. I mean, we could spend literally a week just dissecting these orders. We have the cherubims. The Hebrew inscription on the outer edge is most appropriate for the seal from Psalms 18:7. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundation of the hills also moved and were shaken because he was wroth, angry, PO'd. You know what I mean? Again, day of the week, Saturday, and the candle black. The first pinnacle of Jupiter, the talisman for acquiring more business as well as treasure. The angelic names surrounding this seal are specific for the purpose of bringing in business and finding treasure. They are from the top counterclockwise. Netanel, this is an angel who will help you achieve fame and notoriety. Devakai, I think that is Devakai. That is I. Anyway, he is the bestower of balance in all things, enhances a state of inner peace. And if you're going to do these rituals, do like I do. You go and listen to them. Even listening to them, it's still hard. The next one is Zedekiah. He brings riches, glory, and honor. Parasel, again, when you have that IEL in there, these are the top ones. He is the Lord over vast treasures. Now, we get interesting. The day of the week is Thursday. The color of the candle is gold. The second pinnacle of Jupiter. This seal is used to acquire wealth and success. And let me just say something. I learned this decades ago. There was a book called The Light and the Glory. It was Christopher Columbus's personal journal. And one of the things that I found out was that the reason why at the same time that the Spanish Inquisition was going on, there was a persecution of the Jews. And the thing that the king and queen began to realize very quickly, and it happens, folks, wherever the Jewish people settle in other communities, they begin to control the commerce. haberdasheries, five and dimes, and look today. Do you think there may be a correlation? Do you think that some of those who know are invoking these very angels? I think so. The names of God and the Star of David are very powerful. They are Alf, He, Yo, He, In, I, Ahe, Abba, the Father. Isn't that interesting? Ab. Yohevah, the four-letter name of God. The biblical inscription is from Psalms 112:3. Wealth and riches are in his house, and his righteousness will endure forever. Again, the day of the week is Thursday, and the color of the candle is gold. The third pentacle of Jupiter, this talisman is used for a general protection against spirits, whether you called upon them, others have, or they have come on their own. I think a lot of times we don't realize these angels, demons, spirits, however you want to call them, they have free will, folks. There is no heaven or hell. You got to get that out of your mind. There is no doubt going to be a debriefing for all of us. I mean, we're going to come out of a traumatic experience called life here. But I have a sense that we'll get our sea legs pretty quickly. All right, the two Hebrew names of God at the center right are, again, Yohevah, the four-letter words for the name of God. Again, we have the Alf, the Dalat, Nun, Yod, Adonai. The biblical instruction is from Psalms 125:1. They that trust in the Lord shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abide forever. Again, the day of the week is Thursday, but the color of candle in this one is black. The fourth pinnacle of Jupiter. This, like many other Jupiter seals, is to bestow riches and honor on the person who carries it. And by the way, I've ordered this one as well. I've ordered 5 so far, and only the ones that I feel particularly drawn to. And, when Patrick Garrett and I really do speak to you, Patrick, wherever you are, my friend, look forward to having you back. And wouldn't it be exciting now to begin to talk to Jupiter about his relationship with Solomon? Venus, Mercury, these seals are all here. I can't help but not think that we were on the verge of something as a huge breakthrough with talking with the planets, just coming at it from a different perspective. All right, the angelic names are Adonel. This angel is used to increase luck in all things financial. If a man believeth in his heart, so he is. If you would say to this mountain, and not doubt in your heart, but believe that those things for which you say and ask, I could go on and on. This is how these things work. It's your faith that is the coupler. You are the igniter that makes these things work. Because I can assure you, if you have no faith in it, it's not going to do you any good. Has no doubt that you're going to probably have an effect of the very power of these portals are. That's how it works. Burial is the giver of long life and health. Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know which archangel you can bring down? I often wonder the story about Solomon's pool. That how the story goes, once a year, the angel would come down and stir the waters. And those who got into the water first were the ones who were healed. Sounds like something an angel would do. Again, the inscription is from Psalms 112:3. Wealth and riches shall be in his house, and his righteousness endures forever. Again, the day of the week is Thursday. And again, that color is gold. Folks, when you think about this, there is reason why, when you look at this one. Now, this is a ritual candle. and it's designed specifically for this purpose. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Why should you be? The fifth pinnacle of Jupiter. There is a legend that Joseph used this to attain his vision of the ladder that ascended to heaven. This talisman will enhance your psychic visions and psychic abilities in general. Now, when I see this, it's really odd. I see a crystal. It's immediately our Queen of Quartz, Karen. I mean, look at this. I brought this to you to show you, if I can get it. Let me get there. All right, there we go. Now, take a, particularly here, and you can see, again, all connected, folks. The letter within the talisman are combining to form certain mystical names of God. The biblical inscription is from Ezekiel 1:1. While I was among the exiles in the Kebar River, the heavens were open and I saw visions of God. The day of the week is Thursday. The color of the candle is purple. One of my favorite colors, I think. All right, that's cool. All right, the sixth pentacle of Jupiter. This seal is used to protect you from bodily harm. The angelic names are in the center. They are the seraph, which is from the order of angels, which means fiery ones. The cherub, which is from the order of the cherubims, the angels. Ariel, the lion of God and protector angel, as well as the one for new beginnings. I think this is Theros, the angel. This angel is one of life choices and decision making. He can help you avoid danger. I tell you what, whether you want to believe in the Hebraic God or not, I mean, just these characters, their attributes, you got to dig them. I mean, these are fellas that, you'd like to hang out with, play cards with. Have a beer or two, whatever. The Hebrew inscription in the talisman is not from the Bible, but it is translated, they pierced my hands and my feet. I may tell all my bones. Psalms 22:16. No doubt, the color of the candle, that one. It's Thursday and black. The seventh pinnacle of Jupiter, this talisman is used to avoid and protect against poverty and financial hardship. That alone says, why not? The common sense, folks, that's why I wore this shirt, because a lot of this is like, yeah. The Hebrew inscription around it says, lifting up the poor out of the mire and raising the needy from the dunghill, that he may set him with princes, even with the princes of his people. Psalms 113:7. Nothing wrong with that. Day of the week, Thursday, color gold. We know that. Let's continue. Now, we're in Mars. Hello, Mars. We send you greetings. This talisman can be used to gain ambition, enthusiasm, as well as courage. The angelic names, starting from the top and running counterclockwise, are, I think that is Micheal. This angel vanquishes poverty, hunger, and fear. Far out. I just heard myself, that was right. Micheal. You are welcome here. Walk amongst those who hear my voice. Bart Zachariah, this angel helps from attaining, this angel helps attain your ambitions without overdoing it. Ishel, this angel prevents one from becoming addicted to power, but has also helped people fight addictions to substances as well. Would make sense, wouldn't it? Ethereal, this angel works very much like the angel above. He is also quite famous and appears in John Milton's Paradise Lost. Day of the week is Tuesday. The color is red. Would make sense with Mars, right? The second pinnacle of Mars. This is a great healing talisman. The best way to use it is to apply it to the area that needs healing. One of the names contained in this talisman is up for debate. The name Joshua could also be Jesus. However, the verse that surrounds the talisman is from the book of John. So I'm assuming it is Jesus. Now I hear what you're saying. Well, how could this be a sigil of Solomon? No. I asked the same question. And I said, well, maybe there was a handbook. No, not my monkey, not my circus. I'm just reading it. This is one of the more overtly Christianized talisman. No kidding. We picked up on that. It doesn't make it less effective, though. It is just not full of alignment with the Solomonic traditions. The other names are, again, Yahweh, the four names of God, and the Elohim, another name of God that is used in the book of Genesis. The biblical references is from John 1:4. In him was life, and the life was the light of man. John 1:4. The day of the week is Tuesday, and the color of the candle is blue. The third pentacle of Mars. This is to incite hostility and discord wherever and do whomever you wish. It will also protect you from ill intentions of others. Kind of like that psychic boomerang, right? You know, except you got a shield. The names contained in the talisman are two powerful names of God, El Shaddai and Eloah. Now, El Shaddai literally means multi-breasted one. It's a name I invoked for years when I was in Christianity, because I know this is the name that will also bring you protection. The biblical verse is from Psalm 77:13. So who is so great as God is our God? The day of the week is Tuesday, but look again, the color candle is black. Weird, isn't it? The fourth pinnacle of Mars, this was historically used to grant victory in war. You can apply this one to one's own life if you have an enemy you want to conquer. That's where your head's at, you know. Again, you can see how the mindset of this deity. The Hebrew names are the three names of God: Agalah, Yahweh, El. The Bible verse is, the Lord at thy right hand shall wound even kings in the day of his wrath. Psalms 110:5, the day of the week is Tuesday, and again, the color is red. The fifth pinnacle of Mars. This is a talisman that you can use when you are doing any kind of demonic binding. It will help you gain more control over the entity. Now, I've got one order on this one. They're here. I don't have a beef with them, but apparently we're dealing with entities, powers that have been around a long time. They're just a-holes. That's all you can say. We can love them, cast favor, but I ain't backing down from no demon, no God, no spirit. What are they going to do? Kill me? Big freaking deal. Someone said, well, what if they wiped you out? So what? I won't be around to remember it. Do I care? I intend to land a good hit no matter what. All right, I digress. I'm kidding. The Hebrew, by the way, I got to share this. I have a part of me that I don't like some of these spirits, and I dress them down. And I was told this morning that I have hurt a lot of their feelings. A lot of them don't come around because apparently you can hurt their feelings. Yes, you're going to have feelings over there, sweetheart, and they do too. So what did I do? I apologized. No one likes to be called a dunghole, Anyway, The Hebrew letters are Hol. I think it's Hoel. Hoel. I think Hoel. I'm not obviously Hebrew. It is not clear what this means. The biblical inscription is from Psalms 91:13. That's a very powerful Psalms. Thou shalt go up upon the lion and the adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou tread under thy feet. You know, Psalms 91 is the protection Psalms, by the way, and it's also the Psalm most of our army, most platoons would read back in the day, in World War II particularly. Anyway, it's the day of the week is Tuesday, and the color is black. The sixth pinnacle of Mars, if you have people who want to harm you, using this talisman will prevent harm from coming to you and will reverse their evil ways upon them. I think we all want to carry this one. The biblical quote is Psalm 37:15. Their sword shall enter into their own hearts, and their bow shall be broken. The day of the week is Thursday, and the color is black. The seventh pinnacle of Mars, another one that is interesting. It is used to control the weather through demonic forces. Perhaps we can use them on the enemies of the world. Don't know. The names of God are El and Yahweh. The Hebrew verse is from Psalms 105:32-33. He gave them hail for rain and flaming fire in their land. He smote their vines also and their fig trees. The day of the week is Tuesday, and here you got two candles, red and black. Now, if you're a magician, you know that that's very, very powerful. In fact, red and black is something that the world has used to bind them for a long time. Most advertising is based upon red and black. And I'm running out of time. Now, there is the one that I got. This is the sigil, as you can see here. Put it up there. There it is. This is to gain control over all sentient beings as well as angelic beings for whatever purpose you wish. I'm going to do it. The Hebrew name of God is El Shaddai. As a quick note, many think that horns are protruding from the image. That's not true. In fact, it is divine rays of light. The Latin inscription is, behold his face and form, by whom all things were made and whom all creatures obey. The day of the week is Sunday, and the candle is orange. The second pinnacle of the sun, to repress those who are haughty and arrogant in your presence and oppose your will. The angelic names surrounding the seal are counterclockwise. They are Micheal, is the great angel who bears the knowledge and power of the sun. You have Paimoea, is an angel who will humble individuals before you. Hodea is this angel, too, is very powerful in manipulation and subjugation of individuals to your will. Micheal, this angel grants blessings. Boons are also bestowed healings. The day of the week is Sunday, and the color of the candle is orange. The third pinnacle of the sun, this talisman is used to increase extreme wealth and entrepreneurship. This can also inflict losses on the people you deem your enemy or competition. The names within the talisman are the four-letter name of God appearing 21 times. The name is Yahweh. And you can almost see what this one is about. The biblical inscription is from Daniel 4:34. My kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and my dominion endures from age to age. The day of the week is Sunday, and the color is orange. And I see I'm running out of time. So we will pick up on this tomorrow on the fourth pinnacle. And as you can see, it's powerful stuff, folks. And I know many of you can't afford these books and don't have access to it. That's why we do this here. And, you can draw these out. There is something about when you draw them out, again, there's a huge transference taking place. If you are a jewelry maker and you would like to make some of these, let us know. There are plenty of places you can buy them. Some are not very expensive, but do as you will with them. Learn them, get familiar with them, get comfortable with them. We're going to continue in, our other books, our basic handbook again, the fundamental book of sigil magic. This is what this is all about. It is all about us being able to combat those forces that we're immersed in every day. We recognize it. We know it now. And it's time that we stop being victims and start becoming victorious. And since the spirits are here, whether they be good, bad, neutral, or indifferent, as I keep saying, you don't want to go over on the other side and start trying to figure it out. Figure it out here. If consciousness is transmuted at the moment of death from what we would call into the physical plane on this storage device, and is transmuted to the next storage device in the ethereal realm, the spirit realm, then that knowledge would be transferred as well. It gives you a hell of an advantage on the other side. Would it not? I say yay. And this is how we change, folks. We can begin to change the world. Now, I am unaware of this. We are on the radar in this group. There are some powerful forces, agents, that are aware of this teaching, and they don't like it. They don't like it at all. Which tells me all the more why we will continue to pursue it. Do with it as you wish. The knowledge is for your determination. Walk it as you see fit. All right, folks, thank you. Y'all are so good. I appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. This group will no doubt be having a reunion on the other side. I have no doubt of that. And thank you for watching. I hope this knowledge is helping you. That is the whole purpose here. You're both all beautiful, sweet souls. You're shining lights in the darkness, and it's an honor to be amongst you, and that's how I look at it. So thank you. Thank you all. We will see you tomorrow. We'll continue on this. It gets good, folks. Get really good. All right. Much loves to you. Bye-bye.